Just wanted you to see me taking a couple of these stoppers loose from that 6-way that we were just using. And it's just a matter of pushing these rings in and pulling the things out and pulling your lines out. All of your connections on the gas getter are just that way. You'll notice that here, I'm going to put this in a 4-way. Got a 4-way, got plugs on 2. One little trick, folks, is to make sure that your stoppers are dry and that the hole you're sticking in there is dry, and they will tend to stick a little bit better. Okay, pretty easy to change from a 4-way to a 6-way manifold. Back to my vacuum retainer. This is here. Maybe I should do this first before I put that on, just because there's some weight there and they tend to pull off until I get a vacuum on these jugs. Then we go like that. Okay, that's alright, no problem, no problem. Okay, so what we got now is a 207-4 and two ports in the manifold plugged, and I'm going to give it the air, compressed air. You can see the bubbles going around here. Now what we're trying to do here is reinstate the vacuum to these 2 jugs. And as soon as, look at here, oh gosh, look at them going now. I think that sugar that we added and stirred up and everything, we got them going again real good. I'm tempted just to let them run a little bit. Ordinarily, I would run as soon as I saw, well, they're slowing down now. As soon as I knew, I had a feeling that I had a vacuum in each one of these. And by the way, decreasing the size of this headspace will make the degassing more efficient also. I think for right now, those are pretty big bubbles coming up there. How about let's just run it for a couple more minutes. It didn't have to, but again, that's my wife. I don't want to overdo it. But they were the last ones to get done when we were running the reds. This is kind of art for sure. If you use the whip, you would have no idea how much gas was left in your wine. And I'm getting many questions and many complaints from customers who formerly did theirs with the whip, and then they'd be bottling their wine, and the wine was still fizzy. So this isn't going to happen with this. This is just kind of putting the icing on the cake, so to speak, the cherry on the sundae. We're just slowing down. But here's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get CO2 into this headspace here. Well, I'm amazed at how hard that's degassing. I didn't just gas that hard when it was fresh, but apparently we've added something to it, and I'm going to add a new word to our description here. It's called nucleators and nucleation. We've added something to it where the gas in the wine has glommed on and made it really easy for the gas to form and to flow. And later on in another video, I'm going to say a few words about nucleation. Very interesting things when you're working with supersaturated solutions and you're working with ultra low air pressures and atmospheric pressures, some funny things happen. And we're studying those right now. We think we know how we can degas our U-ventners degassing time by about 1/3. I don't really want my hobbyists to be using this because I can't tell you when to stop. Like right now, I don't have a feel for this, and I've done dozens of it, so hard for me to tell you. But it took us an hour to do all of these 64. A U-ventner, if he's using some of these nucleation techniques that I'm studying right now, I'm not really ready to, give my full blessing, but our first results show that we can cut the degassing time by nearly 1/3. So something to come in the future. We'll be talking about it. The U-ventners who are interested, I'd be happy to sit down and talk to you about it. The hobbyists, I don't think you need it. I think you need that feel for when the bubbles are absolutely slowed down, and being able to recognize that you're in that 500 milligrams per liter is something you can't do under when you're doing with nucleation. So different stroke here for different customers. Anyhow, I am going to swallow things under vacuum. I'm going to turn this to the off position. And now the vacuum that was in there, you'll see it's still coming out. But I'm not introducing a vacuum anymore. The vacuum, and they'll slow down eventually, just because the vacuum is being filled by the CO2. So you don't have a vacuum in it. And I'll do that to a point. Again, you can see me put my fingernail in there, pull that. Oh shoot, what did I do? I pulled it off. Oh, I did that wrong. Oh, well, here we go again. Bring it back up. I wanted to leave the vacuum retainer and the control of the thing. Hello, that was. It's something we'll edit out. So again, I'm bringing the vacuum back up on the cardboards that I'm not going to be able to fill. I'm going to show you the value of my vacuum retainer on the back end of the degassing device, degassing process. So now we got gas coming up out of it. I'm sure this headspace is full of CO2. I'm going to turn it off. Pull that right out right here. And you'll note that this is still under vacuum. You still see the bubbles working their way up here. So there's no chance of that beast porter of ever being oxidized. So that's one thing we've accomplished today.